Okay, so this is the quick review of indirect variation, also called inverse variation. That's interchangeable. We know it's an inverse variation because they tell us so. They say x varies inversely as y, and they give us values for x and values for y. All right, so it's important that you understand the relationship between x and y. So when we were talking about a direct variation, and that was the previous video, right? You had the generalization of y equals kx. Well, in this one, you have to understand that y equals k divided by x. All right, and this is what we have to sub in k, the value of k, into. All right, sorry about that. So this is what we have to sub in the value of k into to be able to write the function. Okay, so we need to get k. Now, if I were going to solve this little equation for x, right, or for k, I would simply multiply the left by x over 1 and the right by x over 1, right? And so you would end up with x times y equals k, and that's the second example, right? X times y equals k. So if we understand this, then we're able to deal with it. And by the way, notice direct variation, when you multiply the two together, the two variables, you get the constant of proportionality. That's inversely proportional. Okay, so it's easy to solve. You just stick in the values. 3 times 5. So if you know the formula, it's very, very easy. If you don't know the formula, you're not going to know what to do. All right, and so obviously here we get 15 equals k. All right, so then to finish off, all we have to do is put in the 15 for the k, right? And so we have y equals 15 over x. If you want it in functional notation, again, simply replace the y with f of x. Again, they're interchangeable. Now, what does inverse or indirect variation mean? It simply means this. As you increase the one, you'll decrease the other. They're inverse to each other. So if you increase the input, the independent, you'll decrease the output. And if you decrease the input, you'll increase the output. Let me show you an example. Let's suppose we took the x value of 1. Well, we know this has to equal 15. We decrease the x. What does y have to be for it to be 15? The y's got to be 15. See, we decreased x and y increases. And I can do it the other way as well. You know, what if x were don't do 7. Let's keep it a whole lot easier than that. Let's go 5. That I can do in my head. All right, so now we increased x, but again, what must y be to get to 15? Y must be 3. Notice y decreased. They go opposite of each other. That's an indirect or inverse variation. But what you guys have to remember is how to write the rule. You start with that. That's your pattern. This allows you to get k, sub in k, and away you go.